All right, so I'm having an issue with updating the firmware on my Mark II, and I found a workaround for it. So if we plug in the USB into the from the Race Capture into my laptop, this is plugged into the USB on my Mark II Race Capture. That's what's powering it right now. And open up the Race Capture app. You can see it's reading from COM6. Shows up. Wait a little second here. We got Race Capture, and we're on 2.15.1 firmware of it. Now, if I go into my device manager, I can see that it's on COM6 here. But when I go and try and update the firmware, I've already saved it. RCP2, yep. And we go to 2.16 and open it. Typically what it does, it says can't find the bootloader. We'll see. So it says failed to load firmware, unable to locate bootloader. And now if we go into the device manager, we can now see that other devices, bootloader's there, but we're on COM7. So what I can do is if I power on my Race Capture 2 from the car, were you able to see that?
Yeah,
So I basically powered it on from the car, so that way it's my Race Capture Pro is now powered on. If I disconnect it from my laptop, all right, stays still powered on, stay still in bootloader mode, and I plug it back in, okay, now it's back to COM6. And now I can try to do it again. So if I do update firmware, grab it, and update, it should update the firmware this time. Let me see. If not, what I can do is I can basically hold the button on the Race Capture Pro with no power on it, power it off, plug it into my laptop. That will force it to load into bootloader mode. I'll still get the same error, unplug it, and plug it back in, and that will get me to here, and I can go and update the firmware. So now you can see that it's working. So basically the key is you need to have power on the Race Capture Pro. Load it, first plug it in via the USB. That's the only thing that's powering a USB. Try and update the firmware. When you get the error, power it on from the car, so that way the Race Capture Pro will be powered on when you unplug it from the computer. Unplug it from the computer, plug it back in, try updating the firmware again, and you should be good to go. So you can see we're now on Race Capture Pro 2.16 firmware, which is the latest. That's it. Now I'm just going to go in and open up my old firmware and add it. But that's it. Let me